Jesus Christ really is a living organism? Then what does she look like in her organic expression?
Look, she is beautiful, man. This woman is. Hi, and welcome to another section of Jeff the Master Barber. On this occasion, we're gonna use right now, what I'm showing right now is the Slimline Andes. We're gonna start using that. And today's haircut, we're gonna do a tied mid fade with the scissors at top. We're gonna show you how to cut with the scissors at top. We're gonna do the comb. We're gonna comb it to the side, but with no line, just normal comb it to the side. So right now, what we're doing basically, we just passing the slim line, the cordless, right in that section, mid section, little lower than mid section. And yeah, pretty much that's what we're gonna be doing. I like this little trimmer. It's powerful, and yeah, it feels good in the hand, and it's super. I mean, this machine is sharp. I recommend it. I definitely do. I use it for pretty much for everything. Pretty much the lineup, for kids, for doing a lineup, for doing a shaper, doing the mustache, to doing a cleaned up the tight fade, to do a nice tight fade. It definitely it has, the blade is really nice. And the battery, it lasts pretty long too. I'm very impressed with this trimmer. Definitely it's worth the money too. There's times that you can find it on Amazon. I think they have it right now for like unbelievable, like $38. So for the price, you can't even beat the price. They could put this trimmer for $65, and I still buy it. I already bought it maybe like 2 times. And the reason is the only downfall to it is that that if you leave it in the charger a little bit too much, more than 45 minutes, it will burn the battery quick. But yeah, other than that, everything else is cool. As you could tell right here, we every time always clean you machines, and I use Cool Care, and on this one I just put it in the engine right there, and right after, once it penetrates the engine, then I clean the top, and then usually during the week I take them apart and clean them too. Right now we passing the Andy shaver right in the bottom, just to make it a lot tighter, the fade. Everybody that knows me, I like this Andy shaver more than the Warhol. The Warhol shaver, and the reason why it is, right off the back, the top, the foil, it doesn't break. This one, I probably, out of the whole year and some change that I have it, I only switched the top piece like once, and it was not because it broke. It's just that it kind of somehow, after wearing it for so long, it doesn't shave. It still shave, but it doesn't shave as smooth as it should. But other than that, this shaving machine, I recommend it. It's beautiful. It's smooth. It's quiet. And like I say, the top piece, you don't have to worry about that it's gonna break, because definitely it takes a beating. The assembly is well put on. It's well put compared to the Warhol shaver that is just every 2 weeks I was changing it. So buying that is either between $8 to $12 that I was spending every 2 weeks. Even though it's not a lot, but still, it's just a hassle, a headache, especially when you need it at that very moment, and you don't have the connect or anybody, and you gotta go to the supply. It's a hassle. So now we're gonna use the 1 1/8 on it, and we're gonna do like set about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, if you wanna call it like you see it. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe to you is 1 inch. Maybe it is 1/2 inch. The thing is that whenever you're doing this haircut, if you have someone that have this type of hair, or they want to get this haircut, just remember, just the steps is what you want to do, and mimic them, copy them. Try to copy them. And if you're a beginner or if you're trying to learn from another barber, that's great. People think, oh, you copy this guy's. At the end of the day, it is you who doing it. It's not the other guy. And just because you copy that doesn't mean that it's gonna come out the same. Just give it you try. Give your best. Do what you can do best. And you will succeed on doing your own and give it a try on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, not on yourself, but doing it yourself. So now we're gonna use the number 2 right there. We're gonna use the number 2, and as you could tell, the number 2, we're gonna right away go right in between the line that you see that we did with the 1. Well, the top line, and we're gonna go right in between, you see. And right away when you do that in between, do like a big motion. They call it the C motion. So once you get to the top, you kind of like lift it up. So you see, it has a little flick to it. And yeah, pretty much that's what you gotta look for. Make sure this machine, what I'm using right now, what I didn't mention earlier, the one who hasn't seen it yet, what I use is the Magic Clip, one of my favorite clippers right now, cordless. Now you see where I'm pointing. Watch my motion. It's gonna be a lot bigger. The stroke is gonna be a lot bigger and slower, because that you want to make sure you get that chunk of hair, but at the same time you do big long stroke. When you go to the bottom, you see how the stroke is now a lot smaller and faster. And you keep working left to right, right to left, and that's the how you keep it, maintaining the how you want to keep the fade in technique going. Not only just switching the guards. Right now we're back again to the 1-1-8, and we're gonna go right in between, right there with the 1-8, with the one went with the earlier on the bottom, but instead of the top is the bottom now. And we're gonna grab the 1-8 and we're gonna close the lever. Now we open it and go a little bit top, but then we close it and we go a little bit lower. And notice that the stroke are smaller. And like I was saying, it's just not just fading. It's just not just having the best machine. It's not only raising and lowering the level. It's everything that you put in doing that. Switching the guards, raising the level, switching the clips, doing the smoke stroke, doing the big strokes, doing the C motion, brushing. Have the brush and always brushing right after you cut the hair. All those little things add up, and when you add it up, you get the perfect results. My English is not the best. I said it before. The reason why, I was born in Puerto Rico, and I work in a Spanish barber shop, and pretty much I speak most of the time. I speak Spanish, and I came from Puerto Rico. I was basically 13 years old. So and it's still, I got a big accent, I must admit. But what I'm trying to do is just, even if you cannot understand me, my English, at least by what you see, you get the idea. It's just like one of my favorite rappers used to say, I could show you better than I can explain you. So even when I'm showing you right now, it speaks for itself better than what I could speak. But the point is just basically, I'm trying to give something free. Just like God has graced me with this talent, and I'm freely giving it back just for someone that probably is looking to get the right technique. And I used to, like I say, I back in my time, they didn't have YouTube, and even DVDs. Even at that time when I wanted to learn, they didn't even have DVDs. They had VHS, and not even barbers that were doing VHS of how to haircut. The only close thing learn how to cut hair, it was basically go to the barbershop and sit down and watch barbers do their thing. And that's exactly what I used to do. I used to go to the barbershop and let my barber take care of whoever was in front of me. And if another client came through, I let him skip, believe it or not. So that way I could observe and learn all the steps that he used. And then when I have a pair of clippers, I did it on myself. Right now we're using, I know I got caught up explaining everything else, but right now we're using the half and a little less than a 0 to kind of erase that blend in. But you see how the blend in is coming right there. There's a shadow right there, and then you close it. See, you open the lever, brush it, open the lever, keep brushing it, passing it right there. You see, and you see how the blend in is coming little by little, and the line is going away. But just because it look like it's done, it's not. You keep going, keep passing it. You know what I mean? And then keep going that area right there. There's a little shadow that you may see. That's why I keep passing it. Brush it. Always brush it. Close the level. Go all the way in and go back from right to left, left to right. Right? And then if I see that it doesn't go lower, then I grab this Slimline, the first one that we use. Right? That one right there. And then we go and pass it right there. That section. Right where I see like it is a line. And we pass it. And then if he does need something that doesn't go away, the line doesn't go away, the next step to get them all to erase that line, it will be the Andy shaver. But at this point, in this particular side, it looks like it's clean to me. It doesn't need it. So yeah, basically what I do, I go final touches in that area right there where I keep passing it with the clipper. We're back using the magic clip. The cordless. This clipper is very nice. I said it over and over. This clipper, it not only is light, not only is cordless, not only it has the crunch technology, but it's all a good clipper overall. It makes my life so much in the barbershop. It makes my job a lot easier. So I mean, I still use the Senior, the Masters, the Baby Bliss, and the Andy GTX and all that. But when it's definitely to do always fade in, to do a fade or even a taper, definitely I use this the most. It's just very comfortable. You could do the flick in the wrist and better motion and better. You have more flexibility and you have a better flow with it. But yeah, right here, as you could tell, we're still passing the 0. Now we're gonna pass is the scissors over comb, and the reason why I like to do that is because I have more control to take the side than going with the guard. If I go with a guard, I'm afraid that I'm gonna take too much. But you could do it with the other guard. You could do it with a number 3 guard or whatever. But me personally, that's how I like to do it. I have more control with the scissors over the comb and see in that area. And yeah, then I go back to that area right there because I see like there was a shadow right there. There's a shadow right there, and I keep going. See, and those are things. You go back and forth. From doing one thing to back again to see it, because then the hair, it kind of speak to you. It lets you know what you really have to do. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I see this. It looks like a little dark right there. So now we're gonna be doing the same thing. We're gonna use the 1/8 on the other side, just like we did in the other side. We're gonna pass the 1/8, at least half an inch to 1 inch, whatever you may see it. That's how you do it. Again, we're doing a tight mid fade. A tight mid fade, obviously, is lower, not high, not all the way up. And you gotta make sure that you pass it over and over and over and over. Cause just one time is not gonna do it. Just one time is not gonna do it. So right there, we're gonna use a number two. Number two, right there, right. We're gonna pass the right in between where the first line on top. We're gonna go right in it, on top of it. And notice, always I said, notice, big stroke, long, taking off those sides, right, like that. You see how I do the C motion? At times I do it so quick that you cannot notice it, but yeah, you have to do like a C motion in it. I call it a C motion, but that's the way that I could the best way that I could put it. But yeah, right now we're using, like I said, guard number 2, and we take in right between right there in between that line. You know, there's the skin tight, then the half, and then now right there that light, whether you see the shadow, that's what you're gonna do it right there in between. You're gonna stay in between, right there in between. Yeah, and then you keep going. You may look like it's not grabbing, but that's fine. Do it until, I mean, at that moment right there, from where I was to where I'm recording, you cannot see what it looks totally different. That's why I'm going with the same guard over and over and over and over. But from here, you could tell it's slightly that it's not grabbing it, but for whatever the reason over there in the other from where I was, it was grabbing it. But once I realized that, and then I was having a talk with the clients. They show if clients talk to you, talk them back. They don't want to talk, just stay quiet. But I got to cut up talking with him, so sometimes between talking, you know. But see, now I use the 1/8, and where it was right there. You see that section, that shadow right there? That's where it was not grabbing. And the reason is, you see what happened when you go over and over and over and over and didn't want to go. It was asking, okay, it's time to switch to another guard. And if you get to cut up talking too much and you don't pay attention, it's not gonna do nothing until the hair is gonna let you know, hello, you gotta switch it. You gotta get something shorter than that. So right there, we're using the 1/8. And we use it as we go low, then we close the lever. But I think right now it's 1/8 and a half. Yeah. And then when we go lower, then we go 1/8 close lever. Now we take the guard off, and instead of going to 1/16, we go right to a half. To the half on the clipper, we go to the half, and we stay right there. Then we go a little shorter more. We go 0 basically. And see, this way of method of doing the fade, it takes a lot longer. This is the reason why I like to start from the top to the bottom with no levels, because when you start once you develop the skills of how to do it like this, then you could do the top easily without levels, and you will notice that you don't have to fade in so much, and you don't have to pass the clipper over and over and over and over and over in the same place. I mean, I'm doing it this way because a lot of my subscribers asked me if I could do it by levels, so that's why here it is. And to tell you the truth, now that I see it and I see how much I have to pass it compared when I started from the top to working my way down, I'm glad that I do it so much better. I like cutting from the top to the bottom than doing it by levels, because it takes a lot. I believe I'm gonna do another video, or if you check all of my videos where I said fading from top to bottom, you will see what I'm trying to say. It saves you time, it fades quicker, and it comes out a lot better blending, because once you do a guideline to raise that line, it kind of prints it, and the other one you don't do no print up. You don't got no guideline. It's just, you know, that if you already start with a 3, then you work your way down and you close it until it goes little by little, little more little, until it gradually it gradually fit in and fade in. But right now we're using the 1/8 again. As you could tell, we're using the 1/8 and we're passing it right there, right? And then right in that area right there, you see I'm using like the corners and that right there, and then right here in that corner right there, that's a little shadow that I see now, because there was a line there and that was from the 1/8. I'm passing it right there. I'm gonna pass it right there, right? And make sure you don't go higher than that, because if you go higher than that, then you're gonna erase the fade, and that's not a good looks. But right now, basically, it just still fade. If I see that the line doesn't go, just like I said in the other side it was now line. But this here, I'm using the Andy shaver because it doesn't want to go the line. So we pass in the shaver, as you could tell. Now I'm using again the magic clip, the 0 on it, and we're gonna go right in that section right there, and in that section open the level, close the level, open the level, be on top of the hair. And once you keep doing that, see right there, it's starting to look like a fade. It's starting actually to look like a fade. Now I put the 1/16 just because I didn't want to use the half and go up, because then I would erase the fade. So to just go safely, always if you feel that you have to go one guard before you go up, go for it. Or it's always better to take little than take a lot and then need it. So that's always my advice. You could always take later on. You could take, if it's too much, you could always take later. But you can never take too much and then you needed it, then you mess the whole haircut. So you wanna be safe than sorry. And as you could tell, now you see that all the little shadows that there was, they're starting to now blend in the way that it's supposed to be blending in. And still I see a little shadow here and there. And it's just like I said, this one takes a lot, because it is a lot, and especially when his hair is really dark at top and then he has light skin in the bottom, that you have to really pull it up. Like, I mean, you really have to do the blend in, you really have to do the level, you really have to know how to go every step. You have to really know when the hair is talking to you to do the steps. Right now, the back is the only piece that we got left, so we're gonna go past the 1/8. All right, just like we did on both sides, the 1/8. We're gonna do the 1/2 inch right there. Boom, we pass it a couple of times, then we jump into the 2. This is the red on the 2. It says 0, but that's the company that is from this. They call it, for some weird reason, they call it the 0, and then the 0/8 is the 3, and the 0/8 double 8 is the 3, etc. But to me, the way that I put it and compare it is just, that's a number 2, and as a number 2, that's what we're gonna be passing. And then if you go higher, then you open it, and that's the 2.5. Right now we're about to use the 1/16, the 1/16, which is shorter than the 1/8, and we're gonna go in that section. But then you take it off. If it was not grabbing, then you use the 1/2, and we're gonna go right there. You gotta be careful. Sometimes the clients move, and if it would have done that when I was passing the blade, it would have messed up the whole fade or whatever. Now in the right side right there, he has like what they call that, that head, like you could tell it has the lump, like a lump, so it may look like I did a line right there, but that's where, because he's a little chubby right there. So under it, you have to really go under the lump to really get that. It doesn't mean that it's a line, it's just a line from the lump. So yeah, we just gotta keep using right now we're using the 1/16, and notice, you see how little by little you could determine that once we raise the fade at top, you can see more in details. It's the line that what it is there that is dark. It's just the lump. So then we go with the slim line, the Andy the trimmer, and we're gonna go right where we did where we started, and we try to erase, and then if there's a line there, we pass, and it doesn't want to erase, we pass the Andy shaver, and the Andy shaver, what it does, it takes that line and it makes it more smoother. Also, the reason why we pass the shaver, for the ones that don't know, it makes it tight and smooth, the fade, and it lasts at least 1 or 2 days longer, the fade. Right now we're using the scissors over comb, and the reason once again I do it is so I can have more control. First I'm gonna use this technique on this area right here, but then on the top we use the styling style, which is grabbing with the hand the hair and then cutting it with the other. But right now the sides, that's where the bulkiness, and so that way you will have a better transition. Because if you leave it too dark, that area right there, from far away, it's just gonna look like it's not gonna look. It's gonna look dark and white quick instead of looking white. Dark, shadow, and then white. You know what I mean? Have the real transition of a blurry fade. So with doing this, notice the combs is lighter. So when we go lift the hair up, and with the scissors, you'll be able to see exactly what we're taking, and I definitely like this technique. The scissors over the combs is definitely so nice. I like it. You know what I mean? But this is my other technique that I like to do, is the styling with the combs on top and grabbing it with the fingers. This way, I start my guideline from the side. Right, and you go see the chunk of hair right there, whatever is big, you see. Then I go back again, and the one that I cut before, you can see I measure it just, and I cut it with the other one, and you see it in the hair when I pick it. With the hand, I have a control, see what exactly I'm picking and what I'm leaving. And in this part in particular, right here, you see I'm just grabbing right there, right there, right there, right there. With whatever I cut from the right, now I'm cutting the left. So with the right is my guide. So now what I just finished cutting the last, there's already 3 sections that I already done, and I measure it. The one with the one that I cut in the right is what I cut, and the one that is in the left I haven't cut. So I grab a little bit from the right to know what I'm cutting, how much, and mix it with the left. That's what I'm trying to say. Now we're going to the other line right there, right? And now you can see how little by little everything it looks blending. Not blending, but even. But just because it looks like that doesn't mean that it's done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cone it to the side, because that's how he want it, right? Cones to the side, right? So we cone it, and then we go once again, and notice there's always gonna be a little bit left. See, that's a big chunk right there. That's another big chunk there. Then when you grab the other one, you see how little is the difference. But that's how we let you know if it's even and the volume is done. Make sure. Then you could use the scissors over comb again, right? And always go, if you could go a little bit on top too, because that's where the bulkiness is, in that area. And sometimes you cannot go so short with the other style, the other method that I was doing. So you could go all the way up right there with the scissors over comb, as long as you have the control. Everybody that knows me, this is the product that I like to use, especially when I'm trying to pull the hair to style it. Is a hairspray. It's called Pump It Up, and what it does, it frees hair in place. So once you put the heat of the blow dryer into the hair, see, you cone it to the side, you cone it, and like within 40 seconds, it will dry it up really quick, and it will leave it real nice and flat, no hair standing. See, and you notice, and it feels, you feel when I'm passing the combs, I cannot pass it like that good because it gets sticky, like real sticky glue to the skull. But right now what we're doing is styling, and now our top in the front, we left it a little bit longer than what is in the back, and then we, with the combs, we lift it up, and you see how also with the hairspray, you put it right there and you lift it up. Right now I saw that he has some hair sticking in there, and just I have the brush, the other one, to brush all the hair, but since the hair is this soft and this thick, that will not go. So with the brush of the hair, it definitely takes it off. Right now what we're gonna do is only the corner, like a L right there, from there. He don't like to really do a box out in the front. He likes a natural discline, and everything that I'm doing on him is what he asked me to do. It's not what I want, it's what he asked me to do. And he's been getting his haircut with me for many years. I'm talking about almost 13 years. So yeah, we're doing the box out right there. We don't push it back, we just leave it there. You see how we have that L backwards, or whatever you want to call it, or number 7. So same thing, what we did on the other side, we did there too. Now what we're doing, he said that he wants his beard wanted lower, like a 5 o'clock shadow, but he don't want it with no shape up. So we're gonna grab the magic clip, and we're gonna pretty much close it all completely, and we're just gonna pass it. And notice how it looks like a shadow, almost gone, but not completely gone. And that's how he likes it, with no shape or nothing. I give the idea. I let him know. I'm like, hey, why don't you shape it up a little bit? But he's like, nah, I want a natural look. So another thing that you guys gotta take care. The ones that are barber and know and be in the game, they know what's up. But those who don't know, and you trying to become a barber, just know one thing. The number one rule on this is always ask the client what they want. Then after that, you give your opinion, and the opinion is, you could tell them, hey, you could do a shape up right there and right there. But if he tells you not, just do as he says. People say, oh, you guys are lucky, you barbers are lucky, you don't got no boss. I'm gonna tell you something. We may not have no one in our telling us what to do, what not, but there's only one person every time that is gonna tell you, and most of the time that is gonna tell you what to do, and that is the client. And if they don't tell you, you have to tell them. But at the end of the day, it's what they ask. They're the one who pay you, so you gotta follow orders. If you don't know how to follow orders, then guess what? He's gonna go to another barber that does follow the orders. Sorry about my English. I know I messed up. This is really live. I don't like to edit it and go back and trying to speak proper or whatever. This is just real me. I'm not trying to be no commercial, no nothing. I'm just doing this for the free will, for someone that could understand me. If it doesn't understand me, could understand at the same time what I'm trying to say without sugarcoated. And it's just basically, be gentle, have a conversation if they want to have a conversation, listen, take orders, and then give your opinion. If they want your opinion, then you proceed. But remember, just because you're a barber, that doesn't mean do with my hair what you want. Because how will you feel if you come to me and you say, yeah, do me a tight fade, and I come and I do a blowout? You think you'll be happy with me? You will not be happy with me. You will not come back, because then I didn't give you what you asked me. This is not Burger King. You have it your way. It's not like that. So just make sure you give the best. People say, how long usually you taking a haircut? It all depends. It's not about how fast or how slow. It's to make sure the haircut looks good and the client is happy. Right now we're doing the arch of the eyebrows. He did ask me to do the eyebrows. Some people say, oh, you left it too thin or too thick. Like I said, my clients already know how I done it, and he likes it. He, at the end of the day, he paid me, and he comes already to me already since for 13 years. So I must be doing something right, and that's what I'm gonna stick to do, right? So same thing, I'm giving you a tip how to do eyebrows. You probably I could give you the concept of, go straight at top, then on the end goes a little slanted right there, and then in the bottom do the arch. Now that doesn't mean that you could do it that thickness like that, but what I'm telling you is that when you do the eyebrows, even if you're doing a lot thinner than me, those are the basically shape that you gotta do: straight, arch, and then arch in the bottom. And same thing with the shape up. You see that even with the clipper, the trimmer, it didn't print right away. With the blade, you would definitely get that arch and the box out. And then he got baby hairs there, and you clean them, and then you go over and over. And the eyebrow on top again, you see the arch right there, and you see the little lump of hair right there. You see that? You gotta those little detail, and then always stretch the skin of the eyebrow with the other thumb, and all hold the eye, the see how I stretch it out, because that area is very crucial. So you gotta make sure that it's stretched, that it's nice. Once it's done, then you go to the other eyebrows. Then you clean the eyebrows in the middle. That's how he wants it. There's other clients that they don't like it to touch the middle of the eyebrow. So always make sure you ask those things. Do you want me to shave the middle? You want me to shave the mustache? You want me to shape it out? How thick you want the mustache? You want a little the mustache thin? How you want the goatee inside? Straight, round? Do you want designs? Do you want the box out in the front? See, all those little things. All those little things makes a difference. See, right there, we're doing the arch in the bottom. We're doing the arch in the bottom. Alright? Right there. Right there. And you see how, you notice how my thumb is always stretching, and the other finger, you see how it's stretching the skin? It's because you don't want, if you don't stretch it, you're not going to feel comfortable. It's like you got to, it makes the job a lot easier. You don't want the blade to kind of, if it's not holding it, you don't want the blade to stick into the skin. So right now what I'm doing, I'm grabbing the scissors, and I see little shadows of hair right there. And notice how the comb has big teeth and small teeth. The small teeth is when you go to really short hair, then you go scissors over comb, but you go with the small teeth so that you could do the blend in a lot better. Now this is the gel that I like to use, Elegance Gel, by far one of the best products out there. All of the products very good, worked real good, smelled real good, and the texture on the hair, it leave it amazing, nice and wet, black, real nice, shiny looking. I put it with my bare hands, that way I get the texture. So just think about it, when you put basically your own gel, the most of the time you do it with your hands, and then if you use a brush, then it's different. But right here, I use it with my bare hands. I give it a nice slick, and you see how with my fingers I play with it, and that's it pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, then you go. I'm gonna show you how he looked. Look, this was him before he came through. He did look a little bit like Osama bin Laden, but then he looked like Osama bin Found right here. You see what I'm saying? So this is the fade, the mid fade, the mid tight fade with the combs to the side. You see at the top how nice and clean and everything looks. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe. And thank you so much, man, for taking your time to watch this. Hope you learned anything, and God bless.
If you have never
Peace.
seen her,